Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social, the Chelsea match preview. We've got no Maz or Jack today, so we've drafted in a Chelsea fan. Now, the last time we drafted in a Chelsea fan, it was Rory Jennings, and we got absolutely cooked in the comments. We wanted to do some sort of like putting him on the spot, so me and Maz grilled him. Even the comments still hated him after that. So, Lloyd, hopefully you won't have such a bad time in the comment section as Rory did. You're not as frustrating, I guess, with your opinions about Chelsea. You're pretty fair. You are a Chelsea reporter, so you've got to keep some sort of, well, no bias really, is there, with you?
Yeah.
You've got to be quite honest in your
try to be not biased.
Yeah. But are most reporters, like, obviously you're a Chelsea fan, you report on Chelsea. Are most reporters in your work that do they report on the team that they support?
Nah, most people it's not the same case as me. A lot of people are like fairly neutral, I suppose, as to who they support and who they cover. But I'm just lucky that I get to do the team I like.
Yeah, you've got well lucky. Obviously, so did you start that this season, right?
Yeah, the start of this season, yeah.
And you just been to the Ballon d'Or. Very jealous, of course. That
Yeah.
looked like an unbelievable time.
Yeah, it was wicked. That just being in Paris for that is like a dream. It's absolutely amazing. It was so good.
And let's talk about Chelsea's season then. Probably not the start you would have wanted. I went to the Club World Cup. You guys looked unbelievable. You absolutely smoked PSG. I don't know if they were a bit tired. I think they'd only had like a short pre-season at that point, and obviously you guys had a bit more time to prepare for that. But when obviously you become world champions, and then you're thinking, yeah, never forget it. We don't forget it. You guys bang on about it all the time. I guess you would if you are world champions. So obviously that happens, and then the season does not start how you probably expected it.
Yeah, we had, I think it was four London derbies to start the season, which, like, those games are always tough, no matter where or when they're played. So, although we did play, or we have played teams typically kind of beneath us, in terms of probably where they'll finish in the table, they're still really tough games, and we've done okay. We haven't been, the electric team that smashed PSG, but we've been all right. We've struggled a bit with injuries, Levi Colwill and Palmer, but when you've got a squad worth however many billions of pounds, you should be able to cope with injuries to key players, and we've now got to see if we can cope with that when we play you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we probably haven't really had the best start that we probably hoped for either. I think we thought we were going to hit the ground running. We normally have a very good start of the season, have a little blip, but then finish strongly. But this season has been strange. I know in the League Cup, won 6-0 against Cambridge and then 6-0 against Barnsley. But in the league, it just hasn't really worked out for us. And Chelsea, I know the last two games we played against you, we beat you, 3-0 and 2-1. That was incredible in the space of like a week, it felt like. I think it was a week. I think it's Feb 8th and then Feb 17th. Wait, where did I get that? Yeah, Feb 8th and then Feb 14th. Beating you twice was unbelievable.
Valentine's Day treat.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was, especially as a single lad back then. That was the dream that I could have wished for. But obviously, this time round, I'm definitely not as confident as that. I think when we played you last year at Stamford Bridge, that was just like a really, really freak game. I think it was beginning of the season.
Cole Palmer show
scores a hat-trick within, like 10 minutes. A free kick from what felt like his own half. Like, when's he ever done that since? It's just, that stuff only feels like it happens to Brighton. And then Hersler really weirdly was playing such a high line with Webster and Dunk, who are so slow and old. It's just, that was just slow and old. Yeah, really bad combination. That just being slow anyway as a centre back in the Premier League, you can't really get away with it. And somehow Hersler thought that was going to be a good idea. I think that game just was like, it was just chaos. I think even Belabor, was it Rutter scored for us and got injured in the goal. It was just a chaotic match. Can you remember much from it?
I just remember I was actually, I wasn't covering the game, but I was in the office that day and I was watching it on my phone as I travelled home. And I just remember I had Palmer captain in my FPL team that day. And I remember seeing the first two go in and I was like, oh, he's going to get a hat-trick. And then I saw the free kick and I was like, he's going to score. He's going to score. You could just feel it, like the way he was playing. And then that free kick was absolutely unbelievable. Like, you couldn't write that kind of finish. Like, it was just ridiculous from so far out. And that is just how I remember that game. It was just the Cole Palmer show. He was just electric. And obviously this time when we play, we won't have him. So we'll see if that makes a massive difference.
So is he definitely out then?
Well, like pretty much, yeah. He obviously went off against Man United, but has apparently still been struggling with this groin injury. Maresca said it was a longer term problem, so we'll see. But I'd be surprised if he starts. Definitely, yeah.
Okay, that's good for us then. 100% good for us. I think also in that game we took the lead, through Rutter. I think what minute was it? We took the lead in the 7th minute. I was thinking, here we go, we can get another result at Chelsea, because before that, I remember we beat you through an Enciso worldie as well when we played in that orangey kit. That. This fixture's provided some unbelievable goals, like Matoma last season as well, the Amex, the touch and the finish. It does produce a lot of goals as well. I don't know. I'll probably expect some expecting goals again. I can't imagine it'll be a cagey affair.
I think we'll see goals.
We leak them for fun as well. Like, I think we play
Tottenham. We are at the moment.
Well, you don't have Sanchez though, because obviously he got sent off.
No, we do have Sanchez.
Oh wait, what?
So I wrote a thing about this, but he served he got 1 match suspension. Because it was denial of a goal scoring opportunity instead of like a reckless challenge. So he got a 1 match ban, which would have been served against Lincoln in the cup, in which he wouldn't have played anyway. So he basically escaped punishment, and he'll be. I don't know whether like Jorgensen against Lincoln looked equally terrible. So
I was just going to ask then, what keeper would you be happy with in goal? Because I mean,
think
now that you're saying Sanchez is back in goal, I'm happy again, because I think that he's got a blunder. I think he did even make a mistake in the reverse fixture at Stamford Bridge. He gave the ball away and Belabor slotted it in. So yeah, which goalkeeper would you prefer? Or is it just which ones? But they're both shit.
Yeah, well, apart from the Man United game, Sanchez actually had been quite good for a little while. Like, I'd say since the Club World Cup, he actually looked like he's becoming a very good kind of competent.
Yeah, I remember watching that game, and there were loads of jokes like saying, "Oh, if Donald Trump's watched this game, and he's probably thinking Sanchez is the best goalkeeper in the world." He was unbelievable. I was blown away. You know, obviously João Pedro is incredible as well, but sticking on the goalkeeper, he looked fantastic in that one game.
Yeah, I think it should be Sanchez that starts. He's kind of built up the credit over the past few months that makes me think he deserves to start after, he lost his head and it was a moment of madness against Man United. But the game before that, he was brilliant against Bayern Munich. So I would start Sanchez. The thing that worries me is that he seems, ever since he's been at Chelsea, he seems like one of these keepers where, confidence is such a massive thing. And now he's kind of got it in his head that he's made this mistake against Man United. I'm worried that he'll then do something else, or he'll do it again against Brighton.
Especially if we've got our away fans behind that goal.
Fairly awful, so I would just play Sanchez and hope for the best.
Well, hopefully the Brighton fans behind the goal can give him a tough time, and because a few mistakes from him will make it even better. I remember being there I think we played you in the League Cup a couple of seasons ago, and I just remember I think it was our first time we played him since he had moved, and every time he kicked the ball out, it'd always go out of play. He was always trying to spray these balls. He's been awful. But has he improved at all under you? Because you even nicked our goalkeeping coach, Ben Roberts, just to kind of make sure he got a little bit better. But have you seen any improvement in him since he's joined?
I genuinely, it's annoying because if we'd have been speaking about this before the Man United game, I'd be telling you he's made massive strides in improvement. He's got way better. Like I said, since the Club World Cup, he seemed like a different keeper because he was playing with confidence. But he's just got those mistakes in him, and I don't know. But I would say he's come on since he joined us. He has got better. I just don't know the extent of that, how much better he's got.
This isn't just going to be a Chelsea grilling session as much as these Brighton fans probably want a Chelsea grilling session. But the amount of, I know you probably get asked this a lot as well, Lloyd, but the amount of money you've spent, how have you still got like a poor keeper in Robert Sanchez? And even around the park, you see the team that you played against, Brentford. You're looking at the names and thinking, where's all this money been spent? Do you ask yourself that quite a lot?
Um, I do and I don't, because, like you said, sometimes I look at the names on the team sheet and think, like, especially our defence more than anything, in terms of names,
Tosin
like,
and Chalobah, a centre back partnership, that
yeah,
is
when
mental.
and don't get me wrong, I don't think they're bad defenders at all. Like, I don't think they're bad players, but if you were to show someone that this is a 2, 3, however much it is, like £1 billion team, you would expect some of the best in their position in the world, not decent to good Premier League defenders. So I do sometimes, but I also think a lot of this money, like, obviously we have spent an absolute fortune. There's no denying that. But a lot of that money has been, quote unquote, invested into longer term players, like in success for the future rather than success right now. Whether that's the right way to go about it, who knows? Because we have had some success, at least with the Club World Cup, Conference League. We've definitely made progress over the last few years. But yeah, I think a lot of that money, or like large portions of that money, has been invested into players for the future rather than right now.
Mm.
And we'll just wait and see, I suppose, whether that pays dividends. But I think it's probably too early to say whether their plan is correct or not correct, and we'll see how it pays off.
Yeah, that is a lot of faith in so many young players. Like
Yeah,
Brighton, obviously we buy a lot of young players, and nine
and
times
we
out of
take
ten
them
they
off
seem
you.
to. But yeah, and you take them off us. Yeah, the amount of money you've given us, I think it's close. Is it? Yeah, it must be over 200 mil by now.
Yeah,
Surely.
well
I
over,
think
well
with
over
the Graham
200.
Potter fund as well, it might be like
Yeah,
288 million, or it might be completely wrong. It might be 188. No, how much would it? I remember Sky Sports done a report on it recently, but I can't remember the figure. Maybe someone will
Strasbourg
correct
have
me.
probably given you nearly 100 million, haven't they?
Oh yeah, Blueco are sorting us right out. I don't understand. I mean, we'll get into. I want you to rank some of these signings, but the Facundo Buonanotte one as well just is baffling to me. If he's good enough to play for Chelsea, how is he not? And this is more a question for Herzl. We've asked this. How is he not pushing for a place in the Brighton team? It's mental that you've then just got him on loan. Like, he's
Yeah,
obviously scored against Lincoln, but didn't he get dragged at half time against Brentford? What have you made of him so far?
yeah. I was at that Brentford game. I actually thought he was really good in that game. I think him getting hooked at half time was more of a fitness thing than a quality issue, because he was actually one of our better players in that game in the first half. Um, from what I've seen of him so far, he looks a tidy little player. He's not someone on that quality level of. You've got to remember he's coming in to, like, basically play instead of Cole Palmer, who, for my money, in that position, there's not anyone better than him in the world. So coming in to replace him is a really, really difficult challenge. But he's been pretty good so far. Um, he can't play against you, I don't think, because obviously he's on
Yeah,
loan.
surely not. That would be a massive mistake from our
Um,
team, from the
yeah,
higher ups if he can.
yeah, I don't think he can play on Saturday, but
I wonder
yeah,
who then comes in. Do you think?
you tell me, because
Surely you've got a
we
player.
we've got no Palmer. If Buonanotte can't play, then it will either be Esteval will play in the 10 with Neto and Garnacho, and then João Pedro striker, or
I can João Pedro scoring against Brighton. That is like put 100 quid on that if you're
oh
listening
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
That is
everyone knows. So
guaranteed
we're basically starting 1-0 up. Um,
from a penalty as well, by the way.
yeah, of course. So yeah, it will either be Neto, Esteval, and Garnacho with João Pedro up front, or he'll play Neto, um, João Pedro in the 10, Garnacho on the left, and Tyreek George up front.
Christ.
Because after we tried to sell him to Fulham on deadline day, he's now our number 2 striker.
Yeah, that's bonkers. Football's been mental this summer. Lloyd, I want you to rank these Brighton signings. We can't blind rank because you know the players.
Yeah.
But I'll tell them. I won't tell you what order we're going. So this is
Okay.
1 to 5. Um,
1 to 5. Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 5. Mark Cucurella
2.
and why as well.
I think he's arguably, maybe aside from Nuno Mendes, I don't think there's any better left back than him in the world.
Which you would never have imagined when he did join, because he looked awful when he did join.
When he joined, he really struggled to start with, and I've spoken to him about this, about how when he joined, he actually found it really difficult. But it feels like in the build up to the Euros and then after the Euros, he's established himself as like he's a quality player in that position. And
did he say why he struggled?
I don't think so. He just kind of acknowledged that he was having a difficult time, and obviously the fans are on his back, and when the fans are getting on him, that
and the
takes
whole of
its
football
toll
Twitter as well
on a player. Yeah, and everywhere he goes, he gets booed. Like every single set of fans in the world, apart from Chelsea fans, despises him. Maybe Barcelona, they might think he's all right as well, but
I think he was booed. He was booed at Munich as well, wasn't he? Because of the Germany,
because
Spain
the
thing,
Germany handball thing. Yeah,
oh, he's a hated player.
Everywhere he goes, he gets booed. But yeah, he has been amazing for us, especially like I said in the build up to the Euros and since then. When he goes forward, he's developed so much going forward and playing that like not as an attacking wing back, but almost as like a left-sided number 10, and he makes these late runs into the box. Like he's so quality. You can tell he came through the academy at Barcelona, like the way he plays when he's going forward. But yeah, just think he's brilliant. So he'll be number 2.
Number 2. And the next one we'll do Facundo Buonanotte then.
I'm trying to think of who else you might mention.
What, you can't even remember? You've signed that many. I'm not going to do all the staff and all the scouts as well. Don't worry. This is just players. Well, Lloyd's phone just ran out of battery, but we are back. So we're going to pick it up from Buonanotte. Lloyd completely forgot about how many players Chelsea have actually signed from Brighton, but it is 5. So this is 1 to 5. So you mark Cucurella 2, and now Buonanotte.
Buonanotte will go. Feels harsh, but we'll go 5 just because he hasn't had enough time to kind of bed himself in or prove anything yet.
Fair. I was thinking you might have potentially put him above Sanchez because he's been that bad, but fair enough. No more Sanchez slander.
Nah, I don't think Sanchez. I don't know. We'll get to Sanchez.
Right, next one. Moises Caicedo.
1, without a doubt. Just, I have no words for Caicedo. He must be AI or something. Like, he's just incredible. So yeah, he goes 1. I don't need to say anything more than that.
Did he win your player of the season last year as well?
Yeah, over Cole Palmer.
Madness.
He's just amazing. He's so good.
Did he win player and fan, or was it just
send you another 115 million or whatever it was that we paid for him?
Yeah, please, mate. We need it. But yeah, did he win player of the season and fan of the season? The fan.
I think he did win both. Yeah, I think he did.
Okay, mental, crazy. But yeah, I mean, he was always going to be a sure good signing. I think like he is just unbelievable for us.
Yeah,
it was so sad to see him go. Him and McAllister in midfield together was a cheat code. Honestly, that was crazy. Yeah. But Caicedo number 1. Okay, then Robert Sanchez.
4. He just overall his time at Chelsea has been below par, but he's had some really good games. He's helped us win the Club World Cup. Like he's had more good and more bad than Buonanotte, but overall, yeah, 4. Not the best, but there's hope at least a bit.
Which leaves João Pedro at 3, and he's had a very, very good start to his Chelsea career.
Yeah, he could easily be higher than Cucurella. He just hasn't had the time really yet to prove it. But if you were to go on the first kind of, how long has he been here? Like a couple months, month, 2. if you were to go for all 5 of those players based on the first 2 months of their Chelsea career, he'd be number one. So we'll see when he's been here for a while, we'll see how he fares. But so far, he's been amazing. So no complaints, but yeah, can't put him higher than 2 of our club's best players yet.
True, fair enough. Well, he started well for us, and to be fair, his whole Brighton career was incredible. And I think maybe towards the end, fans were kind of getting on his back, especially when he left. They were saying, "Oh, well, they only scored like one outfield goal, like non-penalty goal since Jan and that sort of thing." But
yeah,
and then he kind of lost his core a couple of times towards the end of the season. So I think fans were obviously upset to see him go, but at the same time, he let the club down a couple of times, and maybe that was him trying to force his move away. Let's switch that to Brighton now, then, Lloyd. What have you made of Brighton so far this season?
I don't really watch an awful lot of Brighton, to be honest. But
what? That's mental.
Because I'm just mostly kind of focused on Chelsea. I don't have an awful lot of capacity for Brighton as well. Even though I probably should keep an eye on our B team, I suppose. Yeah. No, my sister's, well, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, he lives in Australia, but he's a massive Brighton fan.
Seagulls down under, love that.
So I keep an eye on Brighton where I can, and he said your start to the season has been underwhelming, or he hopes things pick up sooner rather than later. But I think you're just like, you've got some quality players, you've got some good players. I just think it hasn't really clicked for you yet. Like you said, you normally have a very good start to the season. This season, it hasn't really worked out yet. But I think you'll be fine. Like, you'll pick up results, you'll pick up points. I wouldn't be surprised if you take a point from Stamford Bridge. So yeah, I don't know what else to say really. You've been all right. You've got some good players. You can take a point easily. We'll just see how it goes from there.
We just don't really have much of an identity under Hursley. It's quite strange. I think the only identity that we have seen from him is this new fashion range he's been modelling every single time he's on the touchline now. He's loving his colours at the moment. He posts like pre-match graphics on his Instagram as if he's a player, and some people are picking him up on it now. I'm not saying
that is the game's never been more gone. Utter woke nonsense.
Utter nonsense. Your gaffer can't be doing that. But I mean, he is like 32 years old, so I guess you would be if you're that young. So yeah, fair enough. He was on Instagram when it started, so yeah. I guess to be fair, I would probably do the same if I was a manager. I'd probably
of course
be sponsored by
I'd be
sponsored by some sort of fashion, getting paid for that as well, posting on Instagram after games like I'm a player. You got to be. So I will give him stick as a fan, but it's completely ironic because I'll be doing the exact same thing. But yeah, we don't really have an identity under him. It's been, and like you said, nothing has really clicked for us this season. It's been a very strange one, but we're not going to get relegated by any means. But it's more we were hoping to get Conference League. That was the dream, and we missed out on that. So unlucky to miss out on that last year, because any other year, Palace aren't going to win the fucking FA Cup. But yes, they spoiled that party for us, unfortunately. Lloyd, you said it could be a draw. What is your match prediction?
I do think there'll be goals. I'm gonna say 3-2 to Chelsea.
Jesus Christ!
I wouldn't be surprised if you do nick a point, even if it ends 3-3 or 2-2. But I'm gonna say 3-2.
Okay. Well, we bottled the
could have gone for a boring 1-0, but 3-2 is more fun.
Yeah, there's no chance there's only one goal in this. When we bottled against Spurs, when we had a 2-0 lead, I feel like we're definitely going to leak goals against Chelsea as well. Yeah. But I think we're going to win 3-2. And I used the 3-2 Chelsea. I think it's going to be 3-2 Brighton, actually.
Really?
Up for this one. Yeah, I think we'll be up for this. I think we'll smell blood with the missing players of Chelsea, and I think hopefully we'll make the most of it. Before we go, what Brighton players do worry you?
Mitoma always worries me. I just think he's class. Like, I think he's so good. I'm a massive advocate of Mitoma. Minter, looks lively. But the thing with him is he'll be up against Cucurella, who I think will kind of deal with him.
Interesting. Okay.
Does Danny Welbeck start for you up front still?
Somehow, mate. Yeah, somehow he starts.
Because
It's pretty mad.
Danny
Well, I
Welbeck.
say somehow. He's been incredible for us the past few seasons, but there's a bit of a drop off at the moment. He doesn't look match fit at the moment. I don't know if that's maybe his age
Right.
or if it's just. I think it's just been a really poor pre-season for us.
Really, because he always worries me. Like, I just think when you've got a player like him who's been like somewhat under the radar, but also he's like just a proven goal scorer. Like, he will worry like I've mentioned, the defenders like Tosin, and I doubt Fofana will play, but Chalobah, like, he's just got the whatever it is about him that will see him probably nab a goal. I wouldn't be surprised if he scores. So yeah, I'd say Welbeck and Mitoma probably worry me the most.
Okay, fair enough. I
If you
think
still had Enciso, it would be him because
well, no,
was
you've
a
got him now,
nightmare
mate.
against us.
You've got him now.
He's now in our C team, of course. So
Beluco is just awesome. That's a whole other podcast worth of conversation. That's just mental that a company can sign players now. That's everything wrong with the game.
Soon enough, me and you will be starting the Blueco Social. So
when you finally buy Brighton Hove Albion, when we're part of you guys?
Yeah, when we're finally Bright C FC, then we'll be.
Jesus Christ! Well, the C works as we're by the
Social.
All right. Last one. Quickly, another thing we have in common: Graham Potter. How nice is it watching his downfall?
I like Graham Potter as a man. I think he's a lovely bloke. I don't want to comment too much on his managerial ability, seeing as I'll probably see him a few times this season. But yeah, he was underwhelming for us as manager. I don't really have any kind of feelings towards Graham Potter.
I think it was just quite unfair not unfair, maybe unfortunate timing when he did join Chelsea. He joined like the most toxic run club possible.
Yeah.
And he was just way above his station. No,
he was just a bit out of his depth, I think.
Yeah, out of his depth, sorry. Massively out of his depth. He had Billy Reid there with him and Bruno, and they were all just so out of their depth. Taking over that. Yeah. He lost all of his legendary status at Brighton after moving there, but I think he's working his way back into our hearts. But yeah, Lloyd, appreciate you coming on last minute. Obviously, Maz and Jack couldn't be here. Hopefully, the people listening didn't mind the deep dive in Chelsea, but now that we're so close to Chelsea, it's interesting to find out.
Don't give me Rory Jennings level hate.
This has been a complete contrast to the Rory Jennings episode. Don't you worry. This has been much more relaxed. But yes, if you are listening, Lloyd, where can they follow you? Where can they find you?
Everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Just either search Lloyd Canfield or Lloyd Canfield FC, and you'll find me there.
It's like Spencer FC, but Lloyd Canfield FC.
Yeah.
No hashtag United though. And yeah, if you subscribe, leave a review on Spotify and Apple, and we'll see you after Brighton's 3-2 victory at Stamford Bridge. Peace.